First at 5, we're following major developments in Maine's U.S. Senate race with new reports of sexual assault allegations against the Democratic nominee Graham Platner that he says are false. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Katie Sampson.
And I'm Greg Lagerquist. While saying those claims are false, Platner also says he is, quote, taking the time to reflect on the best path forward for his campaign. And this comes as the clock is ticking. Now, under Maine law, Democrats only have about 1 week to replace Platner on the ballot. Now, we've also learned he is suspending a campaign event that had been planned for tonight.
This all follows a new Politico report out this afternoon, citing a 41-year-old Maine woman who's a Democrat. In the report, she claims she was in an on-again, off-again relationship with Platner in late 2021 when she says he came into her apartment heavily intoxicated and forced himself onto her.
Now, in response, Platner put out a statement just a short time ago calling these allegations, quote, troubling, serious, and false. Now, here is that statement that Platner put out a short time ago in its entirety.
I wanted to directly address the troubling, serious, and false allegations against me. Any accusation of non-consensual behavior is categorically false. Over the last 10 months, I have been deeply humbled by the faith Mainers have put in me. You have welcomed me into your homes, into your places of work, into your restaurants, into your houses of worship. You have shown that a different kind of politics, one that puts the interests of people over corporations, is not just possible, but is inevitable. This movement we have built, the largest volunteer base in the history of Maine politics, the hundreds of thousands of grassroots donors, and the supporters across the ideological spectrum, we were united in a love of Maine, a belief that our politics must change, and a focus on defeating Susan Collins. So, regardless of the inaccuracy of the reporting, but mindful of the political reality it will inflict, we are taking the time to reflect on the best path forward for the state that I love, the people that I love, the movement I belong to, and the goal of defeating Susan Collins. Those were the goals when we launched this campaign, and they remain my goals today. On June 9th, 154,058 Mainers, the most in primary history, voted to reject a broken politics beholden to Washington and the donor class. They voted for hope, for change, to take back our economy, to take back our power, and to take back our Senate seat. Throughout it all, you never turned your back on me, and I will not turn my back on you now. Every one of you deserves to see that vision come to fruition and see Susan Collins defeated. And we will use every tool at our disposal to do so. As Maine goes, so goes the nation. As always, thank you.
All of this is still developing, but we are getting reaction to this breaking news involving the Platner campaign tonight with CBS 13's Julia Simone live in Portland.
Yeah, and Julia, these are just the latest allegations of troubling behavior and statements attributed to Platner, some of which he has denied, others for which he's apologized. What are you hearing from voters tonight?
Well, Greg, Katie, we are still working to hear from voters about this, many of whom may not have seen yet what has unfolded, but online prediction markets are already reacting to this reporting and already having voters weigh in. Now, one of the most used platforms is called Kalshi. It allows users to place bets on the outcomes of real-life events. One question on that app is, will Graham Platner drop out of the race for Senate? As of yesterday, only 1.5% of users placed a bet on yes. Today, that number skyrocketed to 71%. We have our own poll going right now, which we'll show you in a moment. But here's what voters had to say about the video Platner posted earlier today on social media.
I've been sort of closely following his campaign, and it's pretty shocking about the news that we've heard. I think he's backed by a lot of very respectable people, and I had a lot of hope for him.
Now, Platner is slated to face Republican incumbent Senator Susan Collins in November. We've reached out to her office for comment, but haven't heard back yet. We are going to continue to talk to voters about this latest development in the race for Senate, and we will keep you updated. For now, I'm Julia Simone, live in Portland. Back to you guys.
All right, some major allegations, voters reacting, Julia. Thank you. And as we mentioned, there's another major factor here. Under Maine law, a candidate has until 5 p.m. of the second Monday in July to drop out for their party to replace them on the general election ballot. That means Platner must drop out by next Monday, July 13th, or he stays on the ballot no matter what. If he does drop out, the party would have 2 weeks until July 27th to replace him. Maine law does not say how that process should happen or place any limits on who it could be.
And we're asking you tonight, as Julie alluded to, do you think Graham Platner should stay in the race given the latest allegations? You can scan the QR code right there on our screen to let us know what you think. Again, this is a poll we just started, non-scientific, but at this point only 26% saying yes, he should stay in the race. 74% of respondents at this point saying no, given what they're hearing today, he should drop out. We'll continue to monitor this.